Yes, guys, we're back live again. It's that time again for another match previews. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Let's get into this.
Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City.
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye bye.
Gazzola, Giroud again. Joe Wilson. It's Gerrard. That's a great strike. McCracken getting closer. Centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're doing another match preview. Another game coming up this weekend. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Big game today. Big game this weekend. So coming up. First of all, I wanted to introduce a new person to the channel. Tony Claw, Gunner TV. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, hello, mate. How are you doing? It's a big pleasure to come to this show. It's my debut here, and I had a show with you in Tommy's place at the Hotspur Hood. It was nice to spank the sports a little bit, me and you, and we did that job absolutely correctly the other day. It's nice to be on this show. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I love the way we played it as well. You be the hum one, and then the arrogant one coming afterwards. And we got Connor. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. Apart from the footy, which we're mainly here to talk about, this season hasn't been the best for Liverpool. But look, still, I'm happy that football is obviously still around, because obviously 2 years ago it wasn't around. So still grateful for it, but I wish the season was already over in some regards.
Wow, the Liverpool fans saying he wishes it's all over, and we're not even into October yet. I'm like, well, we don't
Can we
just
hit the
start
restart
October. Nah. I thought we'd keep it where it is for once. Yeah. So since we're talking about Liverpool struggles, we'll go straight into that, shall we? Yeah, Connor, give us an explanation. What's been going on?
I think it's a mixture of things. Really, I think the big one, in my opinion, is I think we are mainly fatigued from last season, going on, the quadruple chase and having to go again. I think has been, a big problem. Like we've done it the last couple of seasons with, us finishing, a point behind City. Was it 3 years ago? Obviously, we won the Champions League that year, but even still, going again then and winning the league. Obviously, having the injury impact season, and then last year going all out in everything and trying to go again. And I think it takes its toll on a club when you have to keep on going. Yeah, you can keep on winning things, and I think that's a whole thing about keeping going itself. But when you're constantly getting high 90s in points and not winning a league title, that is, very hard mentally to take it on. And I think that's mainly what's happened with Liverpool this season. I think also, as well as a little bit of an adapted period, obviously with Sadio Mane leaving the club and us, bringing in Darwin Núñez and trying different things that, hasn't worked in certain aspects. But again, I think mainly, I think it's just even that. I think it's just down to us just being poor this season, and taking a little bit of, unwanted arrogance going into games a little bit with, against like Brighton, for example, or even, even teams earlier on in the year, when we're like, oh, we'll concede first, oh, Liverpool come back. We've always done that. And the big worry for us as well at the minute, it's a running joke at the minute with Liverpool fans is, when are Liverpool going to concede first? Because I think we've conceded, 13 out of the last 15 games in all competitions first, which, it's not good enough. And of course needs massive improvement. And again, it's multiple things, but the main one for me, I think, is mental fatigue for Liverpool.
I think, like, I would say to start off with is that from what I would saw from the start of the season is that the midfield very light for me going into the start of the season. And noticed you were playing Elliot quite considerably at the start of the season. And let's be honest, the guy's only he's great. He's a good talent. He's only a king. He's only well, I don't even know if he's over 19 yet or something like that. So the fact that but now you've seen some of your big like names in the midfield come back and they're not performing, probably shows there's a deeper line issue. I mean, Anthony, what do you make of like Liverpool's struggles so far this season?
See, Steve, the wheels are falling off. The bells are ringing. The wheels are already off in Liverpool, in that Liverpool campaign, that Liverpool team. Uh, right now, they're even contemplating. I'll just share this with you. Mind you, they always play a 4-3-3 with, you know, either of their strikers at the top of that 4-3-3. And right now they're also experimenting with a 4-2-4. That's what I heard there. That they want to experiment with that too. And if they come with that to the Emirates, they'll get lit up. But this is the thing. He already explained it already. It they challenged on all fronts last season, and when you're talking about a Liverpool team that has been very, very consistent, with playing catch up with that Manchester City team. Obviously, we know that Manchester City team is quite invincible in a way, and with the addition of Erling Haaland this season, it's a no-go area. So Liverpool is just really facing. They're just having that break in transmission at the time because of the exploits last season. And of course, when you go into a Champions League final and you don't come out with that cup, there's this draining feeling it gives you. Even Arsenal hasn't even recovered from the final, if you could remember, that
Yeah.
we had. We're
We
still feeling the effect till
ain't
today.
recovered from the last. God knows what.
Exactly. But what I would say about that Liverpool team right now, like what they're going through right now is it, they're going through uh, 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 um, a psychological relapse right now, as well as a player issue. Thiago has been carrying serious injuries, mind you. Yota has been injured this season already. They've missed a chunk of games already. So we can already see what's already going on with them. They're having injury problems this season. So if they can be able to get these things back on track, and kind of like get back their mental balance,
Hmm.
working for them again, I think they will still go places. But yet, you need to also understand, a player like Nunes still needs to adapt to the league. It's quite unfortunate in the Community Shield when Ireland couldn't get a goal, and of course Nunes got a goal. People started comparing two of them together, and these two are not in the same class or in the same rhythm in any way. And right now, that's why someone like an Erling Haaland, is banking goals everywhere, scoring hat tricks everywhere, and that's why someone like Nunes is having to adapt, because you need to adapt to the league unless you're someone like Erling Haaland. So, and again, there's something that Liverpool fans are very, very. This will be my last point on this. There's something that Liverpool fans are very, very stubborn to actually accept. But to my surprise, a Liverpool fan here, said it, and I'm shocked at that. What kind of Liverpool fan is this? So much respect to you, brother. Is that effect of Sadio Mane? See, Sadio Mane doesn't just give you goals in that team. He runs the channels. Who is that guy that runs the channels for you guys? Who is that first man that acts like the guy to pursue the whole balls, pursue those loose balls from the back four of the opposition team? It's Sadio Mane. Is that one who powers up? Is that one who runs the channel? Is that one who could give you goals? Is that one that takes a lot of players away from the opposition defense and leaves and creates spaces for people like Salah to actually have a nick in and have a goal? And right now, that's why you've seen that Salah's game has dropped significantly, because those spaces are no more there, and they don't have a player in the mode of Sadio Mane to actually create those spaces again. Diaz is a good player. I don't take anything away from him, but mind you, this is just his second season on a Liverpool shirt. He still needs to adapt. It's not all about pace, and it's not all about running. It's all about adapting to the league. This league can humble you big time.
I think the big thing for me, I don't think Sadio Mane he's a problem. The fact that he's not now at Liverpool, but I don't think he's the main problem of him going. I think because people that go to Liverpool fans are like, oh, why did you let Sadio Mane go? This, that, and the other. Look, Sadio wanted to leave Liverpool for the last 6-7 months before he finally left Liverpool. And look, it was both respectful. Liverpool were respectful to Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane was respectful to Liverpool.
You don't keep someone who wants to leave.
Exactly. The big thing for me with Liverpool at the moment is the midfield, and particularly, and this will go on about the owners as well in some aspects, because Liverpool are the only club that have challenged Manchester City over the last 5+ years, 6 years, and Liverpool have had to do that on £20 million net spend per season, which is unthinkable. And that's the thing where Jurgen Klopp, he's had to get a team together, get a squad, get a unit together with that budget. And don't get me wrong, look, people will go, oh, Liverpool fan going on about net spend and so on and this, that. And yes, Liverpool spend money, they do, but they spend it wisely. This is the thing between Liverpool and, say, a Chelsea, a Man City, a Manchester United, for example, where they will have a problem and go out and spend 60-70 million pound on that problem, and then that problem might be on the bench or something like that. Liverpool cannot afford to have a £70 million player on the bench. They can't. It's simply impossible. And the fact, for me, we spoke about, like us Liverpool fans, we've spoken about this for the last 2 years, 3 years even, about needing midfield reinforcement. Now, of course, we were trying to get to Tchouaméni in the summer. That didn't work. It went to Real Madrid. He wanted Real Madrid. And us Liverpool fans have been sold this dream a little bit of, oh, okay, we're going to wait for Jude Bellingham, for example. And obviously now it looks like he's going to be well out of priced, and Liverpool are already out of that race and so on. And you ask that question now, what is next? Who is the guys that are meant to be coming in? Now, of course, us, we can look at people and so on. But of course, for us, like obviously Michael Edwards in the past and Julian Ward, now we'll have players of 10, 15, and some players we wouldn't even have heard of. But Liverpool needs investment in that midfield. And it's a huge problem at the moment, where our last marquee signing, apart from Thiago in the midfield, was Naby Keita in 2018. That's a huge problem for Liverpool. And it's not going to get better. In January now, there'll be the whole talk about midfielders and so on with Liverpool. Liverpool won't spend any money in January. We already know this, unless, of course, there's an opportunity like with Luis Diaz, for example. But next summer, and if FSG don't back Klopp in a huge way, in terms of for example, if Jude is available for a certain price and so on, because I've even said this to my mates, the only way Liverpool get Jude Bellingham as of right now is if Jude Bellingham says he wants Liverpool Football Club. And the only way that happens is if we're in the Champions League. Klopp needs investment next summer, because the squad's getting older and older. We did it with our last like 6 or 7 signings have been, under 23 or more or less under 23. And it's that next phase now of the rebuild. We've had the glory period a little bit where we've had Champions League finals, Premier League win, and so on. And now we need that rebuild now. Because I think, to be honest with you, I think Real Madrid have done it perfectly, and they're the perfect example to look at in terms of the midfields, where they've got currently, Modric and Cruz still there, while they've brought in the likes of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and they've got Valverde there as well. And I think they're the perfect example there. Do it now while you have the most experienced people at the club to guide the new signings in, while the new signings are also making an impact as well. I think that's a huge thing for Liverpool, and they need to do something either in January or even next summer, but they have to back Jurgen Klopp next year.
I would like to come in there. See, there's a change in culture in modern football. I don't know if people aren't seeing this. And owners of clubs have started to see this new change in dynamic. Uh, it's right that you took notice of Real Madrid's changing culture. Gone are those days where you just say, okay, I have £100 million. Let me just go and get the biggest player. There are no biggest players right now. You have to build. That's a fact, and that's why when I look at a club like Arsenal Football Club that has for over 18 seasons, been at the back end of horrible and disgraceful losses. What do you do when your house collapses? You start a rebuilding process. And that's why it's good to call it a project and start identifying players that you can be able to bring into the club, make it a tight knit of players that actually want to play for your football club and love the club and want to play. And that's why you see Arsenal is where they are right now. Clubs like Chelsea has also adapted this new trend of actually getting players as young as they are and come in and make them a tight knit. They went in for Fofana. Fofana is not your typical 27-year-old you can call in and say, come and fix our club. No, it's a young guy, So, and also they also got a player in Cucurella. This is he just bust into the scene. Brighton Football Club. He's new, he's fresh, he brings in fresh, new ways of looking into how to play his position. He overlaps, he defends, he does everything. He's that kind of dynamic kind of player you want in your team. Just like what you said about Real Madrid, Camavinga, Tchouaméni. These guys are new and it's changing. They're investing money in players that might not really be the limelight right now, but in the next 5, 6, 7 years, these guys are the ones who take over from the Modrics. Martin Odegaard came in from Real Madrid. In the next 4 to 3 seasons, you'll see him mature. And
Yeah.
be big time leader in that Arsenal football first 11.
Connor, I'll ask you if say the right investment doesn't come in and they don't back Klopp, do you think Klopp will walk?
Yeah. He done it at Dortmund. He'll do it again. And look, and this is the thing. See, where I laugh at like people when they go like, "Oh, Klopp out," and that. People don't realize yet how much that man means to Liverpool Football Club. Like nobody knows. When he's gone, we'll then see the impact of what he's done.
What he's been able to do with you lot has been incredible.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did walk. But I think that he's determined to get Liverpool, like to start proper this rebuild with Liverpool. But again, it massively depends next year, because for the last 2 summers, he's asked for midfielders and hasn't got anyone. So, it is a must-back situation.
But again, I still take this Liverpool dip in form, and in terms of when you're talking about player recruitment, I think it's quite unfair to say that the FSB hasn't backed him. They brought in Carvalho early in the season. Come on, they brought him. They brought in Nunes. So it's not like they've completely not backed him
Oh yeah,
in
they
I
any
would,
way.
I
they
would,
haven't completely not backed him, but in
Yeah,
certain
exactly.
no,
areas,
I just wanted to move that
this,
out of the way
yeah, no,
because
it's
they have
certain
backed him
no,
it's
in the market.
I
certain
would think there's certain
areas.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain areas where they haven't backed him. Like he's even come out and said, like when we were in our injury crisis season, he begged for centre halves. I think we lost to, I think it was Leicester. No, it wasn't Leicester away. I think it
Well,
was Everton.
I think it wasn't until there was a major like row on the last day with
Well,
the fans
yeah, it was
that
that.
the,
But it's the fact that Klopp has even come out and said he wants to be, more. He wants to take more risks in the transfer window, where he would like one or two of his, ideas to fully go through. And that's the thing. Like when we were in our injury crisis season, he begged FSG for centre halves, and then I think we lost like 2-3-0 or something like that in the injury crisis season, and then we had to go in on the last day and sign, Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies. Well, we haven't even heard of Ben Davies, and he didn't even play for Liverpool. We had to sign reinforcements because we ended up playing Jordan Henderson and James Milner at centre half. But that's the same with the midfield now, where we're having to play James Milner as a centre mid, and James Milner, he's good for the last 15-20 minutes of a game to get you through tough periods. He's not good enough to start week in week out for Liverpool now.
no, he's definitely not. Yeah, I mean I could only, to be honest though, with how much they give him, I can only see the situation probably getting worse. For me, like I just don't see when does it finally stop and the FSG actually see it and that realize they have to start doing this process and rebuilding this process, because if they're not, because like you said, like if we're not careful, he will walk. He will walk, because I think he would rather leave than have Liverpool and all the FSGs, these ownership, the ownership of Liverpool destroy his destroy what he's done at the club, because they've not given him what he quite richly deserves, to be honest, in back in certain areas in the market, because like I said, one or two key injuries and all of a sudden that midfield looks very, very light.
But Steve, again, I need to come in here. I'm sorry. Um, we should be very careful in the way we just append this phrase, to this Liverpool fans, coming out right now and crying foul about injuries and all these things. Many teams had injuries, and again, for crying out loud, you cannot say that this Liverpool team that went to the Champions League final last season is totally a shitty team right now. You can't absolutely
Yeah,
prove that to me.
it's just based on
They
form at the
challenged
minute.
on all fronts in the Premiership last
I
season.
think
They went to the
it's
Champions League final. So why is it
yeah.
that when you guys did not get it and you're having a bad season, then suddenly it's because of the injuries, it's because you're
I
light in midfield? So this excuses needs to be mitigated. I
I think
understand that you're a little bit light, but I also do think that these are a bunch of bullocks at the end of the day,
yeah.
because
I
you
think
cannot tell me that the Liverpool team that went to the final last season, suddenly this season, it's totally shit. I
I
can't believe
think
that.
I think for me it's like an I think for me, and this is could be a major thing, and what happens in finals and what happens the season afterwards is that lack of confidence. I think the team has a very big lack of confidence
Totally
in it,
agree. Totally
The
agree.
big
right?
thing,
Totally agree.
And that's now getting hampered even more, because you're getting people like Trossard scoring hat tricks at Anfield. At Anfield. Sorry, and
Exactly.
not to like rub salt in it. It's
no,
just as
It's
an
true. It's true.
example.
You speak in fact, and mind you, they still have killers in that team. You can't tell me if Fabinho is not that good again. You can't tell me Firmino is not good.
No, they're all
Gomez. They
lacking a
have
oh yeah,
big
legit killers
confidence.
in that team.
all this is
They
based
still
on
have a
form though.
Matip. They still have a Diego Jota. See, they
Yeah,
have killers in that team. There's no
yeah,
excuse.
yeah. I
But
think it's just they haven't started.
all of it though is it's based on form. That's the thing. Liverpool aren't playing good at the moment. It's okay to go about the injuries, but the big problem is, like you said, Arsenal played a Champions League final and have been missing for 16 years in European competitions. Like Liverpool have done it consistently for years and having disappointment after year after year. Mentally, that's fatigue
as well. I think Connor as well is that, like, if everyone looked at the start of the season, right? Okay, we win our game against Crystal Palace. You and draw against Fulham. Okay, shot result, first game of the season, and was like, yeah, okay, like we've seen that before, right? And then as soon before anyone realised it, that all of a sudden we've gone 3 games in, we've gone 5 games in, we've gone 6 games in, and all of a sudden the Liverpool's not clicking in, and the longer this goes on, the less team gets confident, because the less confidence, because what they're expecting is I think what they're expecting is that, oh, we've had that one shot result, like we'll be better in the next game, right? And when it's now stopped performing, and I think a lot of teams are starting to also figure out what Liverpool are about and how to stop them, right? And how to stop them. And I think this will play a big part in this game. And this is something I would expect Arteta to learn now, without using like the "you never walk alone" at the in the training ground. Sorry, I had to put that one in. I had to put that one in.
You just had to nick.
Yeah,
that
I
in.
did. Yeah, I did.
That's it. Nick that knife in.
Yeah, I did. Anthony, I'm gonna tell you, I've got to do it. It is funny though. You can't deny it's funny.
I'm sorry, guys. That was a funny one. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, hey, if you did do it this week and it bloody works, fine, use it again. Like, do it again. Like, just yeah. But
that's the thing though. It's like, don't get me wrong. When people go on about this, yeah, Liverpool have been poor this season, and there has been.
But like I said, Arteta, I would expect Arteta to now learn.
There's been an unwarranted arrogance about Liverpool this season in terms of, you know, like you mentioned about first result against Fulham, it was a draw, and then like it was like, okay, next week
they were expecting Turner to go all and walk
it's like
all over.
Liverpool this season haven't looked comfortable in one game. You know, we beat Bournemouth 9-0. Did we look comfortable in that? A little bit, but it wasn't convincing. And that's the thing. Like, Liverpool shouldn't, like, the way this Liverpool team is, it shouldn't be losing against like games like Manchester United and drawing games against Brighton and so on. We should be doing a lot better, but the performances haven't been there. And that's the thing. And where even us, we've said that we've needed a system change. We've called for a 4-2-3-1 for the last, 4 or 5 weeks.
Here's the difference. If we could people sit there and go, like, and I'll go take 2 players out of our team. One player out of your team, one player out of our team, and they're both playing the same positions. And confidence is what's directly the difference between the two of them, because they're both naturally gifted, talented players. Van Dijk, Saliba.
God, this is not even a conversation.
Van Dijk, Saliba.
I'm sorry, Virgil van Dijk.
Quality.
I'm sorry. I know Saliba has played brilliantly this season. He has. He's been brilliant.
No, I'm just saying at the form at the minute.
No, I would still take Virgil van Dijk every day of the week.
But Steve, we have to be very, very wary and careful about this Liverpool team.
Yeah, I know. Probably Saliba's going to get sent off in the weekend. I'm going to
in just one switch, everything can just turn up real quick, real quick.
The thing I'll mention quickly.
I just wanted to say, like,
careful about
they're
this. They're
2 very good players.
Real quick.
And for me, from what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing Van Dijk, who's, I'm not going to deny it, I would take Van Dijk any day of the week. I'll completely agree with you, right? But the difference between what I'm saying is the difference. But at the moment,
it's been shocking this season.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that at the start of this season, on form at the minute, like, or on confidence, like
Saliba, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. On form and confidence, Saliba's been the far better player than Van Dijk has been. Not denying Van Dijk's qualities.
The one thing I will say though, and Arsenal made this mistake last year when I think you come to Anfield, and this was in the league, and I think it was 0-0 by half time. And then for some reason, then Arteta went, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to pick a fight with Jurgen Klopp."
Yeah, that's what you shouldn't do.
Why would you do that? And that's the thing. I think when you make Liverpool angry, I think that's when we're at our most dangerous. And I think, like, Arsenal, for me, Arsenal should have won every game this season so far. I think you should have beat United. I thought you were the better team.
Let me sorry, go on, quickly finish your point then.
But for me,
I'll go to the chat.
It takes 1 or 2 moments to completely change a game. And that's where I think Arsenal need to watch out with Liverpool. They haven't been playing good, don't get me wrong. But, Jota's back, Nunes hopefully be in the team. It just takes 1 or 2 moments just to end the game.
You alluded to last season.
Okay. Before Anthony, I'll just go to the chat quickly. Because otherwise I've got a man in the comments different. Big up, Sait. Make sure you go sub to King's Football Show as well. Really a good friend of mine. I'm sorry when Liverpool don't bring a decent don't bring a decent CM in the summer with an Asian midfield. I think they have a reason to say they're standing still. I think the way Klopp plays football takes a lot of energy from the players after 4 or 5 years, and that is with his style of football. It's normal to decline, and rebuild is needed, and that is not art. Arsenal fans getting hyped about this game, forgetting they been Liverpool's. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. What happened last weekend?
Good one.
Sorry, I had to put that one in.
Yeah.
It's coming towards the end of the week. I'm getting the last bits. How did Salah not get any goals in that 9-0 still baffles me. That's a good point.
Great one.
He should have had a goal in that, to be honest. He should have got a record, to be honest. Saliba is the best centre back in the league right now. We could probably say on form, he's one of the best at the minute. Van Dijk is still over Saliba, who's only played 8 games. I'm saying in quality. What I've said, if you're gonna go for individual quality talent, right, you would still want to go to Van Dijk. I'm saying at the moment on form and confidence, you would look at Saliba at the minute, because his confidence levels and his performance levels at the minute are so much greater at the minute. And it's surprising because Van Dijk usually has been very reliable as a defender, and even with Joe Gomez beside him. And do you know what? Saliba's been so good. He's made Gabriel look average. He has. He's actually probably exposed a lot more of Gabriel's mistakes than we thought Gabriel was doing decently. But it actually shows that Saliba's just on a completely different level.
Yeah.
So have scored against Liverpool and leave in for I'm not sure. That might be a record. We won against Liverpool 2-1 when they won in the league. Yeah.
To be fair, I think we were on a piss. I think we wasn't a piss up after that. I don't think we cared.
Yeah, you won the league by that point. Yeah.
I want to come in. Okay, I want to come into that allusion you made. You alluded to last season when you said Arteta got Klopp angry. I beg to differ. We didn't lose that match when he got anyone angry. We lose that match even before we stepped into Anfield. That's how it has been for many years.
Yeah, but you were 0-0, and then everything changed after
that.
Fair,
we were fighting.
It doesn't even matter whether it was 0-0. Arsenal was still going to lose that game whether we like it or not, because we've already lost it mentally already before we even stepped into that pitch. Do you know why? Because for some reason, in the last 5 seasons, Arsenal have been determined to go defensive whenever we play a Liverpool. That's the problem. We always on the back foot. We always waiting for a break before we can be able to advance and even try to even challenge them offensively. And that has always been the problem of Arsenal versus Liverpool. And that's the difference you'll be seeing on Sunday, because right now we have, and of course, I can really understand why we always decided to play from a defensive point of view, because our back four wasn't even necessarily good at the time. It was in a shambles. We had a young defense with Holding, and Holding couldn't do anything. Probably, holding up our defense whenever you're going defensive, you need a strongly knit defensive back four. But having Holding handle it was a shambles. But right now we have Saliba right now. We don't need to sit back and defend, because we do know that our defensive structure is tightly knit. There are killers down there right now. You can even see our makeshift right back, Ben White. He's that good this season. Of maybe as a centre back, maybe not there, but as a right back, you could see what he's doing. And Saliba is just right. Even if you get past a Ben White right now, Saliba is just down there
I'll,
waiting
I'll,
waiting as a brick wall
I
to,
think for
to
Ben
close
White,
it.
I think for Ben White, for me, he's doing well. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna give him a bit of time yet.
Exactly. It's out for
Yeah.
the jury. Definitely.
Yeah, it's still out for the
It's
jury
not
for
its
me.
position. It plays as a makeshift right back. It's not his position.
Because
But
some of
for
the
what he has
times,
achieved this season, you have to give him props for that.
yeah, because some of the times I've seen him play, and if Saliba wasn't there, it could be a lot worse down that side. So, and that was probably what the main trepidation I had when we were playing Tottenham. But luckily, Son was too busy being in Saliba's pocket.
Exactly. And again, if Liverpool, for some reason, think that they are coming to face the same kind of Arsenal they've been beaten in the past 4 or 5 seasons, I think they better go and start dreaming all over again. Because you know what? We in all those matches, we had a Granit Xhaka whose only ambition in the team was to drive balls sideways and backwards. Right now, we've seen a rejuvenation. It's like a new signing, as people would say. We have the Granit Xhaka who is banging in assists and giving in goals, putting in goals this season. It's a completely different team. And right now, we have a fit Thomas Partey, at least for the past 7 games in the last 8 we've had in the Premiership. Is there. See, there is no reason why Arsenal shouldn't put Liverpool on toast. They will be wary. Trust me, they will be wary.
To be fair, I heard this last season when you're on a 22-game unbeaten run.
Can I just make a point? The last probably.
But we were in top of the league, though. We were in top of the league, though, in that last run we had.
It's a honeymoon period at the minute. If you beat us, then fair enough, people have to be worried then about Arsenal. But at the minute, who have Arsenal faced that they should beat? Every team you faced, bar from Manchester United, you should have beaten.
And that's the hypocrisy I've been fighting in channels and podcasts everywhere this season. How can you tell me a Fulham team that you could not muster up the courage to beat up, and Arsenal beat them up, and then we are supposed to beat that team? Why couldn't you beat them?
To be fair, we need
Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace was the first game of the season for Arsenal, and then we went there. Now, right there to the Lions Den.
To be fair, Anthony,
and we beat them up. But Liverpool struggled against them, got a draw against them, and it's all good. Someone actually told me last week that if Liverpool beats Brighton, that they would challenge for the title. And people want me to keep short and tell me I don't have any chance to win the league this season.
But should Liverpool beat Brighton?
The hypocrisy there. The hypocrisy.
Yeah, but should Liverpool beat Brighton? The answer is yes. Should Arsenal beat Brighton? Yes. Like, that's the thing.
Let me just like.
No,
by
but
the way,
you're disrespecting Brighton. You're disrespecting them.
No, but Brighton are a good team.
They're
But
in
Brighton's
the
just an
league
example.
right now.
Yeah, but it's an example.
let me just put this. I think first off, the Fulham game, we nearly fucked that one up. To be honest, we nearly fucked that one up.
But we won.
We won. Yeah, we won.
Yeah,
we nearly responded.
You have to grind that result.
Yeah, we did.
Hallmarks of a championship winning team.
Yeah. I'm not going to deny we didn't win the game, but I would just point out there were mistakes in there that were made. And second of all, if everyone's tuning in, yes, this is SFeatleyTV. This is not some ridiculously new positive channel I've come out with.
It only took a couple of good results.
People know we are a positive gunner, so
you know what I mean. The last few years, they ain't seen this channel been that positive since fucking Emery was here, for fuck's sake. and and that all ended in tears, and no one even knew me back then. So there you go. Evening all, big up to everyone on the show and in the chat.
Matthew.
King, if you beat Liverpool, even if they're at their best, people would definitely start. Yeah, people would, because you're beating, as much as Liverpool are poor and on confidence, they've still got the players to take you apart.
Yeah.
So you still got to be careful with them. Because if you're not careful, they will still take you apart. So it just, I feel that you go in there with the right level of respect we have been doing for each game, and the way we've been approaching each game, then I should expect Arsenal to get a very positive result out of it. And to be fair, I would be surprisingly down if we got a point. To be fair, especially if we're at home.
Wow.
Just the way we are right now.
Steve, you should do better. Steve, you should do better than that.
No, I would be disappointed. I said I'd be disappointed. I'll be disappointed if we get a point.
Liverpool couldn't turn over Brighton. They couldn't. They struggled this season. Van Dijk is like a ghost. He can't defend this season.
That's the one thing
their midfield is
one thing I will say is, please do not underestimate Liverpool Football Club. That's the only.
No, I'm not underestimating. I'm just going by your antecedents this season. You struggled against Brighton. You struggled against teams that come at you. See, Liverpool as a team, they feed off fear. So when you fear them naturally, or when you don't have the players to actually go at them, they roast you alive. But right now, Arsenal is not in that position anymore, because right now we now have a striker in the mode of Gabriel Jesus, and we now have a Zinchenko that actually releases Granit Xhaka to cause damage offensively, and we have a Thomas Partey who would just sit in deep and watch as all the players just go there and showcase their skills and help our transition. And he would just sit back there and mop up and scan that central defensive midfield area. And that's why I'm saying Klopp is a very proud kind of manager. It depends on the kind of mindset he's coming. That's what will make or mar this game. If he's coming to disrespect us at the Emirates and doesn't show up his midfield, well, he'll be taught a lesson. But if he respects us, in which I think he won't, because he's coming from a place of advantage, he knows that Arsenal is whooping boys. He's whooped their ass lots of times, so he might come there proud. That's what I feel. And that's what I want him to come to do. Just like Antonio Conte, he came to disrespect us by playing three at the front, rather than taking out one player from your front three and bringing a Bissouma and make it a 5-man midfield and make it more steely. You can't do this against an Arsenal team that gets grinding out possession in all the games we've been grinding out possession this season. You can't come and do that to us.
I would expect, though, to I think with Klopp, I would be, after what I've seen from the start was the season. For seeing what I've seen at the start of the season, if I was Klopp, I wouldn't want to be taking any gambles.
Good. Big up Bagav. Big up Bagav. More of that. Big ups to you, sir.
Guys, big up Bagav. Happy Friday, my friends. This weekend has excited me for the Arsenal examination. Yeah, well, it's be a big test. Don't worry about that. Football doesn't work like that. You don't win every game you're supposed to win. If that's it, win every game Yeah, to be honest, they're like a cheat code. They're like Iron Hunter's like a cheat code on FIFA. Like honestly, or Football Manager, whatever you want to call them. I'm a United fan, and we're laying out the foundations on a squad rebuild on a new coach and infrastructure. The face of Liverpool: Ramsdale, Tierney, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Partey, and no Zinchenko in there. That's surprising. I would have put Zinchenko in there to be fair, especially since
I'll put in
Tierney
a
played
Zinchenko.
especially since Tierney played on Thursday.
Yeah.
Dan, we need a statement to win, and that's against Liverpool. If we do, the energy and against Arsenal will change. But if we lose, it will be same old Arsenal. That is a point. It will be the same old Arsenal. It's looking like a must win for Liverpool, though. Too many points dropped already. That's the main thing. Like if people said that, honestly, if people said at the start of the season you'd be 11 points by October in front of Liverpool, I said, "What the fuck are you smoking?" Like, look,
All our games this season, apart from Bournemouth, has been a statement kind of win. Trust me. All our games, apart from that Bournemouth win, has been statement games for us because it has shown how much we've grown. Trust me. And see, I'm a true and true Arsenal fan. I've seen games that Arsenal would just go down under, concede a goal, and then we bury our heads in shame. We totally just leave. We're just down tools right there and
we did that
shipping
at
three,
Anfield.
4, 5. You know this. You know this, Steve. You know
I
this.
think I
You
think as
know
well.
this. And for us to do to do what we've been doing this season across these games, trust me, we've been on a test all through the season.
I think the thing for yous though as well that I think was not a good thing, obviously, but how, like, obviously what happened at the end of last season, where I think, did you lose 6 out of the last 12 or something like that?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and that hunger to go again and to get Champions League football, I think that's the big thing for this season as well. Where it was look how close we was.
yeah,
Let's make sure we get over the line this
yeah.
season. I think that's the big thing for Arsenal. Where over the last couple of years, there's obviously been that running joke of same old Arsenal and that, but there's not been any hunger there for Arsenal over the last couple of seasons. It's just like, we'll just do what we do. And I think that's the big difference
Yeah,
this year compared to any other years.
we were legitimately tested at Fulham when Magalhaes gave up that goal. We bounced back. We won that game. Another one was Manchester United. People said that the wheels are falling off, and that Arsenal will be totally exposed in the next games. And then we went to a tough where in 22 London derbies, they've won 17 games in that London derby in a place that Arsenal has only won just one time, and that's the Brentford Community Stadium. And then we went there and completely turned over these guys, beat them up, left them for dead there. And then see, it just shows that Arsenal this season has bounced back from real tests to our character. That shows a different and an incendiary kind of mental strength that Arsenal didn't have in the past 2, 3, 4 seasons. And that's why we're top of the league, and that's why the boogie team that everyone is shouting about is second right now. It's evident. Deduce
Good
from that
evening,
whatever
gents.
you want to deduce.
Big ups. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope you're doing all right. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not delusional that Liverpool can't surprise Arsenal. It's going to be a big test for Arsenal on Sunday. Top of the league, and some fans are still crying. Hey, I'm enjoying it while it lasts. I'm just enjoying it while it lasts.
You should. Come on board, brother. Come on
Yeah.
board. Come on board.
I'll know when I come on board. I'll know exactly when
Come
I'm
on
coming
board.
on board.
Come on
No,
board.
it'll be Sunday at 7 o'clock. Arteta out now when it's like just.
Nah, just like it's typical, and just before I started getting confident, just like little sing something. No, it's not. No.
No. See, but see, yeah, see. you have to keep winning. This is the problem with fan base. When you start losing, you want your manager to be out in
Oh,
legitimate
to be
spaces.
to be
I've
fair,
seen
if we
fan
lost this
base for
game,
Liverpool that are calling for Klopp to go
oh,
out of the club right now.
that's
They're
yeah,
already
that's
shouting
true.
it. So when you
Yeah,
have a
they're just
system where you've been
idiots.
losing
They're
over
just idiots,
years,
mate.
of course people will get
For,
angry.
Anthony,
Yeah,
for me, if we lost this game, I would be annoyed because we should be getting a better result.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna actually lose my shit about it. I'm not. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
just move on to the next.
we are the whooping boys of Liverpool. Someone said it here, right? So
Yeah. So we'll
let,
just
let
we'll,
let's see.
I don't think that's true. If you look at the last couple of results, the last couple of years, did you see
yeah.
last
Let's
season? You
see.
played us 4 times and didn't even score a goal.
Let's see. Yeah, we've been. That's why I said
Uh,
that we're the whooping boys. So come with that same energy on Sunday and see what you get.
well,
I'm just saying.
look, like I said, I'm not gonna be absolutely like apoplectic. I'm just gonna probably just say it's the same old Arsenal and just move on to the next game, and then just carry on with the next game. So go from there, really. But then also, you might also see from that performance, if then Man City take the lead in the league, they might then just go on and just go on a mad one. Go on an absolute mad one. I'm going to enjoy. It's like I'm sure you are, Solo. I'm sure you are. Big up, about that with another donation, mate. You
Big
don't
off
have to do it,
Bagath.
man. Big
Thank you,
up.
bro. Thanks, man.
Stephen ain't wrong. It's a show me game. This is the litmus. Like Stephen, yeah, it's got so. But there you go. I'm not losing my hopes up. Hopefully, I'm back now. This is the internet, so I have to cut out. But yeah, I mean, we're coming towards the end of the preview anyway. To be fair,
Yeah.
been on for a good hour. Connor, I'll go with you. What do you think Klopp will go with, and what your scoreboard's going to be?
A bit of an interesting one. I think you'll keep the same system that was against Rangers. I think obviously at the minute Liverpool need to be a bit more better structurally. I think against Rangers we was. So I think it'd be Ali, Alisson Becker, Trent, Matip. I'd like Kanate to start, but he's only just come back from injury, so I think it will be Joel Matip. Virgil and Costas Simicas, then Fabinho and Thiago in a 2, and then I think it'll be Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, and Mo Salah, and then Darwin Núñez up front for Liverpool.
Okay. Claude, Anthony, sorry. What are you saying?
I'll just first start with Solo 7 Timor. See in the chat, he said that Liverpool is going to slap us by 4-1. Brother, are you living in an alternative reality or in the metaverse? I think you better come back
He's
down
on a
to
wind
earth.
up. He's on a wind up.
You better come back down to earth. These guys couldn't slap Brighton. Why would they come
He's
here
a
to
Man
slap
United
us?
fan. He's on a wind up.
It's pure disrespect. But I'll keep going. But love to you, Solo Timor. See,
The
I want to
team
go.
one means
I,
the Man United agenda.
I want to go with this dynamic. Yeah, my mind tells me that in Klopp's head, he believes that he is always beating Arsenal Football Club, so he has to come in cocky with it. That's what my mind tells me. But I think he's very, very oblivious of the fact that Arsenal has changed the whole dynamics to the game with our defenders, with our static midfield right now. And again, the introduction of Gabriel Jesus and the new dynamic Zachary is now, playing within that team right now. And of course, Zichenko. So he's he might come in there to, disrespect us a bit. If he comes in there and totally, manages his midfield very well, plants a blockade, we'll win that game by 2-1. But if he completely come out to disrespect us in a way, in terms of their formation, play a 4-2-4, or those type of crazy kind of play that he will want to use his wing backs and everything. Of course, they've been found out a couple of times this season. He's going to be slapped by 3-1. If he comes out to disrespect us, 3-1. But if he plays it nicely, they will escape with a 2-1 scoreline tomorrow.
I
And
think
this
he won't.
angers Liverpool. I've spoken across many podcasts. It hurts them because Arsenal fans have been battered everywhere in podcasts. Because we're fond of tearing down our club in front of this guy. So whenever we come out, they don't respect us. So I don't know, but that's what is going to happen. I said it last 2 weeks.
I will.
I'm sorry, Steve. I said it last 2 weeks that we're going to slap Brentford 3-0. People mocked me off and laughed me off because they were talking about Ivan Toney. And right now they saw what happened. Again, last week, you saw, I will still refer you to the video with Tommy. Tommy laughed at me when I told them we're going to beat them 3-1.
Mate, Tottenham fans are always laughing at us.
Mocked me off his show. And right now, we can see he took the humble pie. And he
Was that
created
on
an apology.
Lucas?
And on Tom, on Lucas' show, exactly.
Oh, he's don't worry about him, mate. He's always negative.
Exactly.
He's permanently on the negative.
The one thing I will say,
and they're forced to eat a humble pie. And,
the one thing
Liverpool
I will say,
eat
though,
one tomorrow on Sunday.
This is Arsenal's biggest test of the season so far.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
The thing is, if Arsenal, like I said, if Arsenal beat Liverpool, then it will truly show everyone that Arsenal are here to, not be, a part of the numbers. They're here to be serious, and it is. But the thing, the big thing is, like Liverpool have been poor this season. We have, but there's only 2 teams over the last couple of years that could go on a mad run. That's City and Liverpool. And it only takes one moment for it to start. And that might be the weekend. It might not be the weekend. But I think Arsenal do have to a little bit calm down.
It would be the fucking weekend, wouldn't it? No, you put that in my mind.
No, but it does have to calm down because at the end of the day,
leading you by 11 points. I don't know.
It's the first time you've done it in about 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes this season special. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
in the past 18 seasons, we've not found ourselves in this space.
Again, when the season goes hard, though, can you do it? That's
the season is already gone hard.
So far. The season so far hasn't gone hard.
To be fair, 07, 08, we were sort of in the similar level. We were like so top for so many years. The season is already hard.
Or was Sanders at centre back, was it?
I don't even go there. I think it's still best job for fuck's sake. I don't even know who it was.
The thing is, Arsenal at the minute, they haven't gone through a tough period yet. It's been week after week. The Europa League has helped where you've had to change, I think, was it 11 out of 11 players and then have this full team on the bench. But if Arsenal have that hard period and then get through that brilliantly, then fine. Arsenal have changed. But yet Arsenal haven't hit that yet. They haven't hit that hard period throughout the season. And it happens to all the great teams. It happens to us, it happens to City, it happens to everyone throughout the season. But if you go with that hard period, like look, us at the minute, we're having a shocker hard period. But teams will do it, and it's how you come out of it. That's what determines your season. You had it last season towards the end.
Well, I'm gonna say we'll probably keep the same lineup as the North London derby. I don't see why it would change that lineup. To be fair, it worked pretty well.
Can I answer solo teamwork, please? Can I answer at least?
Give me a minute. I'm just trying to get my lineup and prediction out. I will also go with I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm just gonna stay.
Big ups to you, man. You're the positive guy now,
Well, by the way, I don't think I said my score prediction. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's it.
Oh, wow. Wow,
That's
incredible.
it. Go for it.
Wow,
You asked for the best in the league at
that's
the
a lot of
moment.
chest, you know.
At the moment by a fan, so I'm waiting for the tears. I hope you get this up, mate. Please do by that comment. Savvy.
To be fair, sorry to have interrupted again. I think this one Aaron Ramsdale is scared of
Aaron
what.
Ramsey. I was
I'm
going to say he fucking with positions, isn't he?
No, 'cause
He's-
I was doing that. But Aaron Ramsdale is scared of one person's name, and that is Diogo Jota. Where he sat him down 3 times last season.
Oh yeah.
Don't, please don't.
And Jota's back fit now as well. And to be fair, on Wednesday he was pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
but it wasn't good against Brighton. I don't know
He didn't
why
play against
you
Brighton.
guys think that this Liverpool team will come and slap us.
Anyway, let's
they
go.
did. I don't think so.
I'm just gonna get through the rest of these, and then I'm gonna call it a night before I have a mental breakdown. Arsenal fans don't respect anyone else. So what do you expect? I mean, I respect everyone. So like, no, I try to. Maybe not Arthur, but there you go. Hey, if Arsenal win, then they have to be taken seriously. Liverpool are a class team and don't take them at the moment. 2 injuries and Arsenal.
I'm not overlooking. I said it here. I'm not overlooking Liverpool. I'm not. I gave them their props that they could switch off switch off and switch on at any time. I never, downgraded their abilities to bounce back. I never did that.
Arsenal need to win it. Tony, that'll be very. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there, shall we?
Going through a bad
Yeah. We'll leave it.
Exactly.
On that one, we're leaving it there, like, because otherwise we'll be all fucking like between him and Solo,
Big
we'll
up
be all
Solo
night.
Timwa. Man, I would like to please hook me up, bro. Hook me up, man.
Oh mate, that trust me. No, Solo, you only like doing 30-minute videos, for fuck's sake. Like, this one you'll need a frigging whole night. Anyway, thanks Connor for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate that. Where can I find you?
Thank you for having us on. The Cop Council on YouTube.
Is that now Cop cancelling?
Getting a bit mad. But yeah, the Cop Council on YouTube. I'll be live myself at 9 o'clock, previewing this game. So looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you for having us on.
Okay, that's fine. Anthony, well, you definitely made an impression on you first time here, so there you go.
Definitely.
I think, I'm gonna start cutting out these Arsenal positive fans. It's getting on my nerves already. But yeah, and speaking of positive fans, we got Mel coming from Watchalong. Jesus Christ! I already said if she goes to the game on Thursday, which she's going to a game on the 30th, which I think is Nottingham Forest. If either Xhaka gets sent off within the three games before that, right, or gets sent off on that game, I'm gonna laugh. Because she wants to see that.
He's one of the most disciplined Arsenal players this season.
At the moment.
Not at the moment. Granit Xhaka is born again.
I know. I'm just.
He's giving his life to the Christ of Arsenal. You need to understand this. He's born again. Come back, brother Steve. Come back. Come back to the fold. We love you down here. Come back.
Just remember, you signed Granit Xhaka over N'Golo Kante. Wait, what? I never said that.
Anthony, where can I find you?
Yeah, guys, it's a very, very big pleasure. I'm talking to your subscribers. It's a very, very big pleasure to come down here and chop it off with Connor here. I respect you, my brother. I love your brand of analysis. Definitely, me and you will be doing something together. Steve, you're my brother already. immediately I saw you on that show with Tommy, I struck a partnership with you. It's great to be here, and I hope me and you will be working together. I opened my channel, Tony Cloud Gunner TV, as a new channel to spread the positivity of Arsenal. I really do feel that Arsenal as a fan base has been torn and totally destroyed
That's my ticket off that show.
because of the board. The board has really divided the fans, and everywhere we go to as Arsenal podcasters, we've been totally disgraced everywhere we go. We've been called the banter club of everywhere. Everyone doesn't have a good word to say about us. But I want to change that situation. So that's why I brought out my channel, Tony Cloud Gunner TV. It's more of a positive vibe. We criticize in my channel, but we criticize constructively. That's the phrase that we use in my channel. Come, let's make our club just come together. We're having a very, very good run since the past 18 seasons. This is the time to do it. Arteta has no excuse now. He has his own players to do this right now. And now I'm not too deluded, so I will make this pronouncement here on this show, live and direct. If Mikel Arteta doesn't win the league this season, or give us a Champions League qualification, or win the Europa League title, he should leave the club. That's how not deluded I am. So please, you can join me on my channel, Tony Cloud Gunner TV, and join me. Let's spread this news of positivity. And this channel is a lovely channel. Of course, Steve criticizes the club the way it should be, and I clearly understand that, and he does it in a constructive way too. So, respect to you, and me and you will be working together, for a long time, as I can see.
Yeah,
thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Solo, love you, but that's all. Big up everyone on the show and the live chat. Big up everyone that's watching. Love you, bro. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure you go subscribe to Tony Cloud TV as well, and the Cop Council. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow with probably a prediction stream before the games. Before the game starts, game starts. I've got to get an early night because it's an early start in the morning. I've got 6:45 a.m. Live to go watch qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. So that's gonna be fun.
Wow, that's gonna be fun, man. Yeah, I would like to come on your channel at any time you invite me, because it's for your proceeds goes to charity, and mind you, I like giving back to society in any way. So please always invite me here whenever I have time. I would always come. So let's have a kind of like a partnership. I would like to always come here and talk football, since it's for charity. I don't care if people are saying negative, or I don't care about that. We come here, we talk about Arsenal Football Club. You give your opinion, and I respect your opinion as an Arsenal fan, and I beg that mine should also be respected too. So even if we see things differently, we can always come together. That's the mode of positivity I'm coming in. We're not fighting with each other and as if it's a goddamn war. It's not a war, it's football.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
Love and positivity.
Exactly, right. And that's the thing, like, even if you even if you want to be Arteta in or Arteta out, right, Conky out, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Like, he's done it again as well. Like, he comes in the last minute. What is this for you? Like, what is this for you? You're turning 5 days late.
Yo, great people come
What's
late.
this? For fuck's sake.
Steve, I have a show now, and I'm actually
late.
So I have to run up to that show, because today I've had to do lots of shows. I'm playing away. I'm going on a tour of lots of podcasts. No worries. Spread positivity everywhere. All right, man. I'll see you soon later, and take care. I'll come on the show when you want me to. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
In the meantime, this one, like, the mother of all lateness, like, Yeah, yeah,
Great people come
yeah,
last, innit?
yeah. Not when it's
How you
like
doing?
literally I'm about to sign off.
It is what it is. It's not easy, isn't it?
You're
How you doing,
smart,
man?
you are. I'm alright, yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, man.
yeah.
I told, I
Any
told, I
thoughts on the
told you.
game?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough game though. I think it's gonna be. I think we might win maybe 2-1, but I think it's gonna be a tough game. I think the reason why I think it's gonna be a tough game, if you watch the game against Spurs, like we were better than them and we deserved to win, but we left a lot of space, and I expect players like Diaz and Salah and Jota to do well or better than Tottenham did with that space. So I think it'll be down to how we defend in transition. So
Mm-hmm.
if we can manage to overrun Liverpool's midfield, which I think we can, then I think we can snatch a win. But you know, a team like Liverpool, you can never really count them out because they have so many quality players.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though
the
they've
thing.
had a disastrous season, but they can wake up any day and just become the old Liverpool. So,
Yeah,
but it would be great if we won. I think it would send a good statement to the fans and to the other teams that you need to take Arsenal serious now. This is not the old Arsenal. This is a new Arsenal. And
exactly.
and fair play to Arteta if he managed to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's like as long as he just keeps as long as he keeps it going, then I'm all happy with it. So they continue to.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we want to compete. That's the thing. And if you
yeah,
manage to compete, then that's good.
yeah, that's the thing. That's all part of it in the end. But what's your prediction gonna be before we wrap
Uh,
up?
I think 2-1 Arsenal. I think we
Two on
sneak
Arsenal.
2. Yeah, yeah.
2-1 win. All right, cool.
Yeah. And if we win, I'll
Yeah.
try and come up to the show. If
What?
if if, if we win, I'll come onto the show, and if we lose, then I'm not joining.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Leave me to take all the flag. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Love it.
Make that comment,
Anyway,
and I
mate.
take all the
Yeah.
sympathy.
Despite the lateness, I don't know why I'm doing it, but make go tries to survive to King's football show as well. While you're at it. Yeah. But anyway, till guys, we're back tomorrow. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well. But until then, take care. Bye bye.